Hello, guys. Very good evening.
Hello guys.
Hi. Welcome back to this channel. A warm welcome to all of you. So, I hope your preparation for IPMAT is going good. And today I thought कि चलो यार कुछ पैराजम्बल्स के क्वेश्चन लेते हैं बिकॉज पैराजम्बल्स we haven't touched since a long time. All these days, all these weeks, we have been doing only vocabulary, phrasal verb, fill in the blank, all these kind of questions. ग्रामर के हमने काफ़ी क्वेश्चंस काफ़ी प्रैक्टिस सेशंस किए हैं. सो आई थॉट दैट इट मेक्स सेंस फॉर अस टू हैव सेशन ऑन पैराजम्बल्स, है ना. So parajumbles, as you all know, again, I will try to hi Gaurav, good evening. So I will try to just recap the syllabus because if you look at parajumbles which come in GIPMAT, ठीक है एक मिनट. The parajumbles which come in GIPMAT and also IPMAT Rohtak exam. So I will use the word Rohtak. In GIPMAT and Rohtak, the parajumbles are quite easy. They are not difficult at all. One sentence is broken down into 4 parts and you have to arrange them. Sometimes the sentences are very short, sometimes the sentences are long, but the questions more usually are on the easier side. Or sometimes you will find that the options are given to you and you have to mark the answer based on the best sequence given in the option. So in GIPMAT and IIM Rohtak paper, the parajumbles are doable and they are scoring area. But when it comes to IPMAT Indore, this becomes a little difficult. Why? Because in IPMAT Indore, the parajumbles are almost comparable to CAT level. Almost CAT जैसा parajumbles आता है IPMAT Indore में. So what we are doing is in IPMAT Indore, firstly there is non-MCQ. Non-MCQ का मतलब क्या होता है कि the sentences are given to you, but the options are not. You have to enter the answer in a box, right? ये हम करते हैं किसमें IPMAT Indore में. So we are solving parajumbles today, and these questions are meant for IPMAT Indore exam because the options are not given, the sentences are given, and you have to arrange them to form a paragraph. One more point I would like to say that in IPMAT Indore paper, there are two varieties of questions in parajumble. One variety has 4 sentences, correct? 4 sentences A, B, C, D. You have to arrange them and enter the answer in the box like this. And the other variety is 5 sentences. There are 5 sentences given to you A, B, C, D, E, and you have to enter the arrangement in the box. ठीक है. So that is the difference, the variation in the two different types of questions that we have. So मैं हमेशा यही बोलता हूँ कि 4 sentences they are easier than the 5 sentences. तो द सबसे ईजी जो होता है वो होता है MCQ पैराजम्बल, द वंस दैट यू गेट इन जिपमैट एंड रोहतक. ऑप्शंस आर गिवन टू यू, यू कैन यूज द ऑप्शंस टू मार्क द राइट आंसर. देन इन द नॉन MCQ टाइप, जितने कम सेंटेंस होंगे उतना अच्छा होगा. तो प्रेफर फोर ऑप्शंस, 4 सेंटेंस वाले क्वेश्चंस फर्स्ट, एंड देन वंस यू आर डन विद द 4 सेंटेंस वाला क्वेश्चन, देन यू कैन गो टू द 5 सेंटेंस वाला क्वेश्चन. ठीक है. So in a paper, if you have MCQ parajumble, finish those first. Then you attempt the 4 sentence wala parajumbles, particularly those in which you have non-MCQ format. मतलब option दिया नहीं है. And then 5 sentence. Because 5, the more the number of sentences, समझ में आ रहा है? The more the number of sentences, the more difficult the question becomes and the more time consuming it becomes. ठीक है? So let's try to solve this question. All of you can see this question here. I will take good amount of time to explain to you because these sentences are long. They are slightly more difficult kind of questions. But मुझे लगता है कि काम करते हैं. पहले इसको करते हैं, ठीक है. ये इजी क्वेश्चन है. सो नाउ लेट्स कंपेयर दीज टू क्वेश्चंस. आप बोलोगे सर क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट लग रहा है, लॉन्ग सेंटेंसेस, है ना. एंड इफ यू लुक एट क्वेश्चन नंबर 2, इट लुक्स वेरी सिंपल, शॉर्ट सेंटेंसेस. सो दिस इज द काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन दैट यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट इन एग्जाम ऑफ IPMAT रोहतक. ऐसे वाले क्वेश्चन आएंगे, छोटे छोटे क्वेश्चन आएंगे, डुएबल रहेंगे, बहुत डिफिकल्ट नहीं होगा. सो IPMAT रोहतक एंड जिपमैट में दीज आर द काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट. एंड मोर देन दैट दे विल गिव यू ऑप्शंस ऑल्सो. ऑप्शन 1, ऑप्शन 2, ऑप्शन 3, ऑप्शन 4. 1 में क्या होगा, CDBA. 2 में क्या होगा, BCDA, समथिंग लाइक दिस. तो अच्छा है ना यार, ऑप्शन है तो बहुत बढ़िया है. DCBA समथिंग, ठीक है. मतलब दीज आर नॉट दी ऑप्शंस. ABCD ऐसे करके 4 ऑप्शन आ जाएंगे. आपको चारों में से वो चूज़ करना है जिससे सीक्वेंस बढ़िया बन रहा है. and that is the right answer. So if you mark 3 and 3 is the right answer, you will get full marks. If not, you will get negative marking. ठीक है? But here we don't have the options, so we have to put the answer in the box. ठीक है? चलो, so suppose एक box दे दिया मैंने आपको, अब आपको इसका sequencing करना है. So we will take the easier questions first and then we will go to the more difficult question. चलो भाई, सब लोग try करो. You can pause the video if you're watching the recording of this. Go through this and then we will arrange the sentence. चलो, क्या लिखा हुआ है? Sentence A says something magical is happening to our planet. ठीक है, आपने कहा something magical is happening to our planet. So if you say something magical is happening to our planet, then I want you to tell me what magical is happening to our planet. है ना? What is that magical thing happening to our planet? So in the next sentence, okay, so Sweta has given the answer. She says the answer is ACBD. Wow, very nice, Sweta. You are the first one to give the answer, but I will not declare the answer as yet. I want others to contribute. बाकी लोग प्लीज ट्राई करो, बताओ आंसर क्या हो सकता है. कम क्वेश्चंस करेंगे लेकिन ढंग से करेंगे, है ना. समथिंग मैजिकल इज हैपनिंग टू आवर प्लैनेट. ऑफ कोर्स आप बोलोगे कि व्हाट इज दैट मैजिकल थिंग हैपनिंग. दैट मैजिकल थिंग इज इट इज गेटिंग स्मॉलर, है ना. ये जो IT एपोस्ट्रॉफी S है ना, ये इट इज होता है, और ये जो IT विदाउट एपोस्ट्रॉफी होता है ये पोजेसिव प्रोनाउन है. सबको पता है, आपको पता होना चाहिए, बिकॉज ये ग्रामर में भी आ जाता है. ठीक है, जैसे अगर मैं लिखता हूँ द डॉग इज वैगिंग, तो हम लिखते हैं इट्स टेल. समझ में आ रहा है? द डॉग इज वैगिंग इट्स टेल. तो ये जो इट्स है ना, ये पोजेसिव प्रोनाउन है. द डॉग इज वैगिंग इट्स ओन टेल, नॉट समवन एल्सेस टेल. You show your scorecard. Your is a possessive pronoun. Its is a possessive pronoun. है ना? The company wants to increase its revenue. Its कौन है? Company है. So this its is used for possessive, but particularly with non-human possession. है ना? Non-human entities. समझ में आ रहा है सबको? जैसे for example, if there are humans, so they would use the word they, my, your, their, her. All these are the possessive format for the humans. But for non-human entities, the possessive is defined by its. अगर singular है तो its है, और plural है तो फिर वो their हो जाता है. जैसे for example, the dog is wagging its tail. अगर मैं इसको the dogs कर दूँ, ठीक है, तो ये R हो जाएगा. The dogs are wagging their tails, है ना. मतलब अपना अपना tail they are wagging, right? So this it's refer to what? Planet, correct? So something magical is happening to our planet. This is a noun, correct? What is the magical thing happening to our planet? It is getting smaller. So आपने क्या किया? A और C को पेयर बना दिया. बहुत बढ़िया काम किया. It is indeed a pair, right? AC is a pair. So can I say that if I want to make sense of others, तो पहले some आएगा, फिर others आएंगे. Some are calling it a paradigm shift. Others call it business transformation, right? करेक्ट. व्हाट इज बिजनेस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन? भाई ग्लोबलाइजेशन हो रहा है ना. सो यू आर एबल टू मूव फ्रॉम वन कंट्री टू अदर, वन प्लेस टू अदर. टेक्नोलॉजिकल डेवलपमेंट इज हैपनिंग, सो पीपल आर कमिंग क्लोजर. सो व्हेन द ऑथर सेज समथिंग मैजिकल इज हैपनिंग टू आवर प्लैनेट, द मैजिकल थिंग इज दैट इट इज गेटिंग स्मॉलर. इट इज नॉट गेटिंग फिजिकली स्मॉलर, कि पहले बहुत बड़ा था अब छोटा हो गया. स्मॉलर का मतलब होता है कि नाउ पीपल आर कमिंग क्लोजर बिकॉज ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी. सो यू कैन टॉक टू एनीवन एनीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड because of technology. You can easily reach any place in the world because of technology, right? So something magical is happening to our planet. It is getting smaller. Some are calling this magical thing a paradigm shift. Others call it business transformation, and therefore ACBD is the right answer. No, theta parajumbles don't have negative marking. So अगर मान लो एग्जाम में आपका ये नेगेटिव हो जाता है तो आपको नेगेटिव मार्किंग, मतलब सपोज इफ दिस क्वेश्चन इज रॉन्ग and there is some other answer, you will not get any negative marking. You will get 0. And if it is right, you will get plus marks, full marks जो भी है आपका, ठीक है, +4, +3, whatever. Got this? Everyone has understood this question. कोई बहुत difficult question नहीं है, right? चलो, so this was a very easy question. पहले easy questions लेता हूँ मैं, and then we will take some difficult questions also. Everyone please try question number 3. एवरीवन प्लीज़ ट्राई, ठीक है? मैं आपको टाइम दे रहा हूँ ताकि आप सॉल्व करो इसको, एंड देन वी विल हैव अ गुड डिस्कशन ऑन दिस. इफ़ यू सॉल्व, द डिस्कशन विल बिकम मच मोर इंटरेस्टिंग. Okay. Answer, I think someone has given the answer. Shweta has again given the answer. She says DBCA is the answer. Okay. बढ़िया. Others please try. Now look at this question. The sentences are longer than what we had in the earlier question. And more importantly, you will find there are lots of clues. इसको मैं clues बोलता हूँ. जैसे but है और the word still. All these are very important words. But का मतलब क्या होता है? You are trying to contrast. But with the news that his infant daughter Sophie has a hole in her heart, he appears quite vulnerable. So I need to ensure that why the author has used the word but. You use the word but when you have two different types of information, positive and negative. For example, you would say that my VRC मतलब verbal, my VRC is good, correct, full stop, but my maths is very poor, correct. Many people would like to talk about their strength in IPMAT like this. वो कहेंगे my VRC is very good, my maths is very poor. So my VRC is very good, ये positive है, good, very good, और maths is very poor, this is negative. So this positive and this negative has been balanced by the word but. हाँ, my VRC is very good but my maths is very poor. तो ये जो contrast है ये negative positive लेके आ गया है, and that is how the word but makes sense. Now when you say but with the news that his infant daughter Sophie has a hole in her heart, he appears quite vulnerable. So the first thing is that who is this person he? It must be some person, right? And we don't know the person. सी में कोई ऐसा बंदा आया नहीं है, ए में भी कोई ऐसा बंदा आया नहीं है, बट द पर्सन ही हैज़ कम इन स्टेटमेंट डी. So I know that maybe this he refers to Sylvester Stallone because he is the only male personality in the entire paragraph. So Sylvester Stallone has made millions and built a thriving career out of looking invincible. What is invincible? Invincible means the one who cannot be defeated. The one who cannot be defeated. जैसे कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया क्रिकेट टीम है ना, they look always invincible because they keep on playing cricket. Every round the year they play cricket and they keep on winning. They always win more than they lose. So they always look invincible, right? So same thing has been mentioned about Sylvester Stallone. He has made millions and built a thriving career out of looking invincible. And after that, but with the news, so you have positive idea about Sylvester Stallone. But with the news that his infant daughter Sophie has a hole in her heart, he appears quite vulnerable. So he appears vulnerable. Negative information. यहाँ पे बंदा invincible है, यहाँ पे बंदा vulnerable है. So vulnerable and invincible are contrasting ideas, and therefore DB is a pair. है ना? And also you have introduced Sylvester Stallone, who is the main character of this particular paragraph. ठीक है? तो इसके बाद में क्या होना चाहिए? While the condition sounds bad, it is not life-threatening and frequently corrects itself. Which condition? The condition that has been talked about here, having a hole in her heart. This is the condition. While the condition sounds bad, it is not life-threatening and frequently corrects itself. मतलब condition सुनने में बुरा लगता है, but it is not life-threatening and frequently corrects itself. Still का मतलब क्या है? Nevertheless, Sophie might need an open heart surgery. Even though the condition frequently corrects itself, she still might need an open heart surgery. So this still has come as a contrast. Contrast to what? Contrast to the earlier sentence. That the condition which Sophie has frequently corrects itself. Still, she might need an open heart surgery later in life and now be more prone to respiratory infections. समझ में आ गया? how C and A form a pair. समझ में आ रहा है? So DB is one pair in which you introduce Sylvester Stallone, his daughter, and the condition that she has. And then you talk about the condition, that the condition corrects itself frequently, but still she might need open heart surgery. So ये still जो है ये basically एक तरह से nevertheless का काम कर रहा है. So DBCA is the right sequence as correctly pointed out by Shweta. She gave the right answer. Now one thing you have to observe, while solving parajumbles you will have plenty of hints. तो सबसे बड़े जो हिंट होते हैं, आई विल टॉक अबाउट द हिंट्स बिकॉज मेनी ऑफ यू माइट बी completely new to parajumbles. So you have to keep in mind that in parajumbles the biggest help comes to us from the pronouns. The pronouns are very helpful. For example, when I saw the word he here, I knew that it talks about some male personality. And the only male personality visible in the entire paragraph is Sylvester Stallone. So I connect D with B and I form a pair. क्योंकि पहले the noun will come and then whenever you refer to that noun you will use the pronoun. So I know that to make sense of he and to make sense of but, I can connect D and B. So pronouns and conjunctions, they are very critical when it comes to joining sentences. Particularly conjunctions when they come at the start of the sentence. ये जो conjunction है ना, ये sentence के start में आया है ना. This still is a adverbial conjunction. ये भी sentence के start में आया है. All these conjunctions or adverbial conjunctions, when they come at the start of the sentence, they have some purpose. And that is the reason why you have to be very careful. You have to use these to your advantage. जैसे हमने still कहा. Still का मतलब क्या होता है? Still का मतलब होता है nevertheless. I studied very hard for IPMAT exam. Still I could not do well. Still का मतलब yet. Nevertheless, फिर भी बोलते हैं हिंदी में उसको हम लोग. मैंने बड़ी मेहनत करी फिर भी मेरे अच्छे नंबर नहीं आए. Still I did not get good marks. So all these small things, they look very simple and very silly and unimportant, insignificant. But while solving parajumbles, these play a very very important role and help you in connecting sentences. समझ में आ गया सबको? That how we solve this question with the help of these items. ठीक है. So this was also a very easy question, quite a doable question, है ना. Let's take this question now. Question number 4. All of you please try. So if you are watching the recording, please pause the video. ये थोड़ा अच्छा क्वेश्चन है, बहुत मज़ा आएगा डिस्कस करने में. Let me see how many of you get it correct. Now I will give you some hint. ठीक है. However, ये एक hint है. It is doing the job of still. Contrast है ना, जैसे however is equal to but. काम वही करता है. डिफरेंस है थोड़ा बहुत, 19-20 का फर्क है. But if I want to simplify it for you, the word however does the job of but. है ना. And one more hint that I see is, ठीक है, try the question. I will not tell you now, otherwise आंसर ही आ जाएगा आपके पास. DCBA not sure. Shweta says DCBA. Okay. देखो थोड़ा सा ये कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है बिकॉज थोड़ा स्टोरी है ना. दिस इज अ स्टोरी एक्चुअली. दिस पैराजम्बल हैज बीन क्रिएटेड from a story in which Hercules cuts the head of a monster. But then you need to understand कि story जा कैसी रही है. One thing is clear that D is the opening sentence. In that there is no doubt. You would not open the story with A because ऐसा लग रहा है कि कुछ clear ही नहीं है what exactly is going on in A, right? So I'm sure that you would not start with A. बी बोलता है टू गेट रिड ऑफ दिस मॉन्स्ट्रोसिटी. नाउ व्हाट इज मॉन्स्ट्रोसिटी? इज द सेम एज मॉन्स्टर, है ना. मॉन्स्ट्रोसिटी इज द सेम एज मॉन्स्टर और द वन हु डज और एक्ट्स और लुक्स लाइक अ मॉन्स्टर इज अ मॉन्स्ट्रोसिटी. ठीक है. सो दिस मॉन्स्ट्रोसिटी भी किसी की बात तो कर रहा है ना. और वो कहाँ पर है? ये है water monster. Water monster is the monstrosity that you have mentioned in B. And then you say that in C Hercules accomplished this labor. अब problem क्या है कि ये this labor कौन सा labor ये भी clear नहीं अपने को. तो you realize that I need to make sense of this. I need to make sense of this. So you would start with D. So if you are solving this question in the exam, I am quite confident that most of you would begin with D. Not most, in fact, all of you should begin with D. One of the 12 labors of Hercules was the killing of Hydra. And what was Hydra? Hydra was a water monster with 9 heads. है ना. मतलब 9 सर थे उसके. So that is how the statement gets introduced. बढ़िया एकदम समझ में आ गया. अब इसके बाद में क्या होगा? One of the 12 labors of Hercules was the killing of Hydra, a water monster with 9 heads. So after this, the point is, you can have B or you can have C or you can also have A. However, the severed head could not grow back if fire could be applied instantly. अब ये severed का मतलब पता है क्या होता है? Severed का मतलब होता है cut off. Severed means कटा हुआ. In हिंदी हम कहते हैं कटा हुआ सर. So अब किसी का सर आपने काट दिया तो the head has been severed. Sever means to cut off. So you sever your ties. कई बार ऐसा होता है ना. Once you leave your company, you sever all your ties with the company, है ना. Did you understand? So the word severed is cut off. So one of the 12 labors of Hercules was the killing of Hydra, a water monster with 9 heads. However, the severed head could not grow back. इसका मतलब ये है कि the head is growing back. Can I say this shows, है ना, this shows that the head is growing back, है कि नहीं. बट अपने को कहीं पे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि हेड ग्रो बैक होना चाहिए नहीं होना चाहिए. सो कैन आई से दैट दिस इंफॉर्मेशन दैट द हेड इज ग्रोइंग बैक इज गिवन इन बी. टू गेट रिड ऑफ दिस मॉन्स्ट्रोसिटी वॉज अ ट्रूली हर्क्यूलियन टास्क. ये फॉर जो है ये बिकॉज है. बिकॉज एज सून एज वन हेड वॉज कट ऑफ 2 new ones replaced it. Did you understand? So if you want to make sense of the severed head could not grow back, you need to actually put B. Yes or no? To get rid of this monstrosity was a truly Herculean task. Because as soon as one head was cut off, 2 new ones replaced it. समझ में है कि नहीं? हाइड्रा को काटना था, एक सर काटा, उसके बजाय 2 सर नए आ गए. Did you understand? However, the severed head could not grow back if fire could be applied instantly to the amputated part. और ये fire apply कौन करेगा? You need an assistant. Did you understand this now? Hercules accomplished this labor with the aid of an assistant. What is the assistant doing? The assistant is actually applying fire. Because Hercules is busy cutting the head of the monster. And if you cut the head, you need someone to apply fire. And if fire is applied, the head would not grow. Did you understand? So D is the opening sentence. वो बोलता है कि one of the 12 labors of Hercules was killing of Hydra. To get rid of this monstrosity means Hydra was truly a difficult, Herculean means difficult task. As soon as one head was cut off, 2 new ones would replace it. That was the problem that he had. However, the severed head could not grow back if fire was applied. And who did that job of applying the fire? The assistant. बिकॉज ये जो कॉटराइज होता है ना, कॉटराइज का मतलब ही वही होता है कि सपोज इफ़ यू हैव अ वूंड, कट लग गया, सो इफ़ यू गो एंड अप्लाई फायर टू योर वूंड, then all the infection bacteria, they will die and you not have any sort of issue. तो cauterize का मतलब ही वही होता है to apply fire. So AC at the end. Did you understand how DBAC makes sense? Yes or no? It's a very interesting and very nice question. But that's how it will go. Because the whole process of cauterization means that you are actually applying fire. And what is the reason behind applying fire? The reason behind applying fire is this. तो ये BA is telling you why do you need the assistant. समझ में आ गया श्वेता को? Everyone, all those who are watching this now or maybe later if you watch as a recording, please understand this is a very very good question. Interesting question है. There is no difficult word anywhere. There is no complicated vocabulary. But still the question is very interesting. Chalo. So we have done this question. Now we will take the first question, because I told you that the first question I did not solve because I thought the sentences are very long. You can please try this question now. Not a difficult question, much easier than what we solved just before this. Please try. 4 sentences are given long. This is a very very long sentence. Both sentence number 3 and sentence number 1 are very long sentences, but you try, please. Okay, so as usual, Shweta has given the answer, है ना? Very nice. It seems to be she's taking things very seriously. Very nice. Others, please do contribute, or at least try to solve, even if you're not answering the question in the comment box. कोई बात नहीं. But please do try. Okay, now I think I have given you enough time. 2 minute हो गए हैं. 2 minute में you should be able to solve this question. 2 minutes is the optimum amount of time you need to solve parajumble question. You don't need more time than that. Now when I solve this question, I see that statement 1 says, while some researchers suggest that this well-known decline. So can I say that this well-known decline in episodic memory, so this is something that this refers to a noun, है ना? So we need to have some sort of decline before this, and that decline should happen in episodic memory. So you talk about the decline in episodic memory, and only then you refer to it. जैसे for example, Indian cricket or Indian Test cricket started declining from the mid 2020s. Many reasons were there, as many reasons were given as the cause behind this decline. So जब आप this decline बोलते हो ना, तो आपने उसी decline की बात करी है, उसी को रेफर किया जो आपने पहले डिस्कस किया है. Are you getting my point? So while some researchers suggest that this well-known decline, so can I say that this well-known decline means kahin na kahin this thing has happened in the passage, and where has it happened? It has happened in statement number 4. Correct? If you look at statement 4, you will get to know कि exactly इसमें क्या है ना? It says here, this ability usually remains intact until the mid-60s when people often become forgetful of things like recent events and minor details. So mid-60s के बाद क्या शुरू होता है? People become forgetful of things like recent events and minor details. They become forgetful. So can I say ये forgetful होना ही decline हो गया ना? तो आप बोलोगे सर ये दिस एबिलिटी किसकी बात कर रहा है? दिस ऑल्सो नीड्स टू बी एस्टैब्लिश्ड. सो दिस एबिलिटी इज विजिबल इन 3 बिकॉज 2 में तो कोई एबिलिटी नहीं, तो कंक्लूजन है. 10 शोज अ सॉर्ट ऑफ कंक्लूजन है ना. तो इसका मतलब ये है कि दैट 3 वुड बी अ गुड ओपनिंग सेंटेंस. Previous investigations into the workings of memory usually tested episodic memory, which describes the recall of specific events as well as the ability to remember names and the whereabouts of items like car keys. So what exactly is episodic memory? Episodic memory is the recall of specific events. Episodes बोलते हैं ना हम लोग, episode 1, episode 2. तो episodic memory क्या है? Recall of specific events as well as the ability to remember names and whereabouts of items like car keys. This ability remains intact until the mid-60s. लोगों को याद रहता है कार चाबी कहाँ रखी है, नाम क्या है. But what happens after the mid-60s? People often become forgetful. So can I say this ability refers to the ability discussed in this sentence, and this ability starts declining and you become forgetful? While some researchers suggest that this decline का मतलब क्या है जो यहाँ पे बताया गया अपने को, right? In the elderly stems from means arises from degeneration of the frontal lobes of the brain. Many scientists believe that such memory loss is largely due to retirement. After the demands of work stop, most people no longer exercise their mental faculties as strenuously. And what happens as a result? They become forgetful of things. So, regular mental exercise might curtail memory loss. है ना? So, 3 में it has been explained to us what exactly is episodic memory. है ना? Statement 3 tells you what is episodic memory. Statement 4 tells you that this ability remains intact until the mid-60s, and from the mid-60s onwards there is a decline. People become forgetful. In statement 1 you have given reasons that why they become forgetful. Some researchers have suggested that this happens because of the decline or degeneration of the frontal lobes. Many scientists believe that this happens because of retirement. Once you retire, you don't use your brains anymore because you're sitting idle. And maybe because of that, your memory starts declining. So regular mental exercise might curtail memory loss. Might curtail means might bring down. है ना? So this is the conclusion. So a problem is given, episodic memory is given, there is decline in it, the reasons are discussed, and eventually one reason discussed has been suggested as a this. है ना? समझ में आ गया सबको? So question was very easy. 3, 4, 1, 2 is the right answer. एक मिनट, is it necessary that okay? देखो, the word thus, many people they think that because the word thus has come, इसको हमको हमेशा end में रखना है. But this is wrong. The word thus will not necessarily always come at the end. It can also come somewhere in between. वो पक्का शुरू में नहीं आएगा. When I look at statement like 2, which has the word thus, only one conclusion I can definitely draw, and that is that this statement 2 with the word thus will never come at the start. It will not be my opening sentence. It can be my second sentence, it can be my third sentence, because you can have some intermediate conclusion. What is intermediate conclusion? जैसे मैं कोई चीज़ लिख रहा हूँ और बीच में therefore आ गया, आ सकता है ना, है कि नहीं? जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल है that India has a very good batting lineup, therefore it has a chance. India has a very good lineup and therefore it has a very strong chance of scoring 300 plus in all the matches. For this reason, they should ensure that whenever they win the toss, they bat first, put up a big score, and then use their bowling lineup to defend that score. So therefore तो आपने शुरू में डाल दिया ना, because therefore का जगह बन रहा था तो आपने डाल दिया. It's not necessary that therefore will always come at the end. It can come in between as well. ठीक है, are we clear? So I hope you have realized that this is the way we have to solve these parajumbles questions, है ना. एक last question लेते हैं because I have got five. I thought I will get 5 questions. So we have done the first, the second, the third, the fourth. एक last question ले लेते हैं और ये easy question है. It's not very difficult. You should be able to solve it. This is the last question of the day. Let's see how many of you are able to solve it. You can pause the video if you're watching the recording, go through the question, solve it, and then we can discuss. Chalo, please try. If you have difficulty understanding this, इसको निकाल दो. हाँ, ये अलग है. This is not incorrect, but I'll try to simplify things for you. Otherwise, you will become more confused. So that word has been removed. Okay, DABC. Okay, Sweta has given the answer. She says DABC is the answer. Okay. देखो, whenever you start your sentence, don't have this because, for example, किसका example है? So D will not be a good start. I know that BC is a pair. Even Renaissance film actress Jodie Foster, who hosts this compendium of movie history, confesses surprise at this. She says that she had no idea that women were so active in the industry even in those days. So can I say even in those days का मतलब क्या होगा? आपको पता है साइलेंट फिल्म होती थी पहले. Most of the movies before 1935, they all were silent movies. The movies before 1935 were all silent movies. Most of the movies. In fact, before 1930, all movies were silent movies. Then sound came for the first time in 1930. So now the actors could not only act, but they could also speak, and that sound could get recorded, and we had talkies. So there was a silent era in movies, and that silent era was from, let's say, 1900 till 1930. Completely silent. All the movies were silent. Dialogues नीचे लिख के आते थे. So during the silent era refers to the silent era of the movie, which was from 1900 to 1930. Then audio came from 1931-32 onwards, and 35 से पूरी तरह से audio हो गया वो. So you had both video and audio in the movies. So now, if you say that Jodie Foster expresses surprise at this, she says that she had no idea that women were so active. है ना, ADBC correct, ADBC correct, ADBC है right. अब सही है. Hollywood is a man's world is certainly true, but it is not the whole truth. Hollywood is a man's world. You would say, sir, Bollywood भी तो man's world ही है ना, because most of the things revolve around male characters. Hollywood is a man's world is certainly true, but it is not the whole truth. It is not the whole truth. तो whole truth फिर है क्या? When you say it is not the whole truth, that means you need to tell me what is the whole truth. And this is the whole truth. During the silent era, for example, female script writers outnumbered males 10:1. Hollywood is a man's world, but ये पूरा सही नहीं है. क्यों? You look at the silent era, for example. In those days, female script writers outnumbered males 10:1. Even Renaissance film actress Jodie Foster expresses surprise at this. शायद उसको पता नहीं रहा होगा कि 10:1 का रेशियो था फीमेल स्क्रिप्ट राइटर्स का. She says that she had no idea that women were so active in the industry even in those days. Why those days? Because silent era जो था ये 1900 से लेकर 1930 के बीच का था. Of course, the actors did not speak, but the dialogues had to be there, so that it came as subtitles. समझ में आया कि नहीं? So script writing was there even in those days. So you start with A, you start with, and then you put D. So A में क्या लिखा आपने? Hollywood is man's world, but it is not the whole truth. So you give an example. That, for example, if you go to the silent era, script writers, female script writers, outnumbered males 10:1. Even Jodie Foster expresses surprise at this. This यही है ना जो information दिया है आपने. She says she had no idea. So ADBC is the only possible pair. Because D जो है वो example है. किसका example है? A का. And if Jodie Foster is expressing surprise at this, she's expressing surprise at what is given in D. And then you have, correct? ADBC. Are we clear? So this is the sequence. So good questions. ऐसे ही questions बनते हैं. इससे बहुत difficult question नहीं बनेगा exam में आपका. In the exam there are certain questions that you would be able to solve fast, and there are questions which would take time. So you have to be careful. While attempting the paper, ensure that you solve the 4-sentence wala questions first. And if time permits, then you go to the 5-sentence wala question. And this is for only IPMAT Indore. Because all the other exams will not have this difficulty level. They have very easy questions. Okay? So I hope you have understood these 5 questions. And next time when I meet, I may not get this. Perhaps I would get something from paragraph completion, और मे बी फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स. इनफैक्ट बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस जो आपके आते हैं ना IPMAT इंदौर पेपर में, ये वर्बल एबिलिटी से आते हैं. एंटोनिम, सिनोनिम, ग्रामर, सेंटेंस कंप्लीशन, idioms, phrasal verbs. So almost more than half of the paper has these things. So आधे पेपर में आपका ग्रामर और वोकेबुलरी है, बाकी आधे पेपर में आपका पैराजम्बल और फिल इन द ब्लैंक और आपका RC है. So there would be 16 questions from RC, 5 questions from Parajumble, and 2, 3, 4 questions from paragraph completion. Sentence insertion बोलते हैं. समझ में आया? So 20 questions, 20 questions you can expect from vocabulary and grammar, which is a huge percentage. So when we meet the next time, we will take paragraph completion most probably or something similar, so that we keep on touching each topic like this. ठीक है? So thanks a lot until then, and do go through this session. I will share the PDF of this, and there are a few more questions in this PDF. You can solve these questions on your own. Thank you.